it's like 2 in the morning for me at the time of recording. Last left off, I don't remember what happened. This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. I really like her. I like Athena. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise. Oh, hey, did you read the paper this morning, boss? Huh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news. Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains. Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena. It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you'd better watch out, okay? You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Apollo just... They did it for me. Why did you say that name? Martha! Why did you say that name? Oh, poor Apollo, and it's all my fault. Oh, right. He's in the fucking hospital. What was I thinking? I'm so sorry. Bro. What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body, thank goodness. Could you imagine he gets one game, and then he immediately dies in the next game? Could you imagine? He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's going to pull through. Like, could you imagine someone introducing a character in one installment, and then in the next installment, they kill them off? That would be incredibly stupid. Anyone who does that for, say, a cinematic universe would be an idiot. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods alright, Athena? Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh? I guess I can see why she'd think that. I just gotta make sure... Yeah, my voice is... At least according to that. By the way, how are you doing? Who, me? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright? Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who've studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions, too. Somehow, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. This just makes me want a Faye game even more. Like, come on. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. My doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head. Assaulted in a court of law, and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels. Oh yeah, that is something that happened to him. He was hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? Gah, just wait till I get my hands on the cow to hurt our Apollo. Oh god, if something traumatic doesn't... If Phoenix Wright doesn't suffer a horrible injury in this game, I'm going to be mad. Now, Athena, I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? My god. My neighbors are gonna think I'm a crazy person, but I'm just as upset as you. Okay, boss, you're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Now, let's see. Maybe I should record in my closet. Can't exactly do that, because this ain't a laptop. I better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. Maybe if I put a blanket over myself, that'll muffle the sound. Earth to Mr. Wright, I'm ready whenever you are. That would be that should be something that they should have, like, blankets made out of those soundproofing material, so amateur Let's Players can just drape it over their chair and their monitor for an easy soundproofing. Alright, let's get ready to rumble. You bet! With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. Phoenix, you never do a proper investigation. You win every case with, like, some shit you find in your pocket. And, like, some evidence that Gumshoe forgot. I have to get this right for Miss Wood's sake, and Apollo's, too. Really, I'm just doing this to take my mind off of some, like, a conundrum involving a thing I ordered. I ordered another collectible because I'm mentally ill, and there was an issue with the dressing, and I'm freaking the fuck out because it's really hard to find this thing. But that's not important. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. And the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. God, I forgot about this guy. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. And I believe I told the prosecution to, suck a big one. I told the prosecution to kill himself. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. I apologize, Your Honor. Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. What, do you want me to fucking apologize for slandering you? Sorry, asshole, but we're not in the United Kingdom. God bless America. You can talk shit about whoever you want. A separate matter, you say, and what would that be? I assume you're aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. He isn't going where I think he's going with this. Is he? The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. Fuck. I swear this time I'm really gonna do it. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault of Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. I mean, I don't think there's anything stopping the prosecution from bringing up additional charges. But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Oh, but as I've said it before, like, you know, if you're on trial for one crime, they'll likely ignore another crime, you know? You're on trial for loitering, they're gonna ignore those 7 charges of murder. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. Oh boy. Now, the question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why indeed? What do you believe the motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in the courtroom while Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the... Ugh! Ugh! You mean he found some incriminating evidence?
Precisely. And so, I surmise that a defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him.
Objection!
Junior would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that.
Miss Sykes, please control your outbursts. Ahem. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself.
Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. Why is it that... Why are you even listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Though, considering our conversation yesterday... Wonder what it was. He told me I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all.
I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well, bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. Oh my god, he really is a... he really does not have any object of permanence because he can't remember the bullshit he tried to pull on this poor girl yesterday. I'm sorry, I can't seem to stop. By the way, is this the game with, never mind, Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo.
Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Good, good. If you would then, please testify about what happened to the court.
Oh, bother. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear, I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? And Winston Payne is gonna make me object to that last statement. It's gonna make me do his work and bring up proof as to why she would attack him, because he's a dirty scumbag. All prosecutors in this game are scumbags, except for Edgeworth. And Clavier.
So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling well? What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature.
Oh, and Francisca von Karma. Can't forget. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice, too. I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out.
But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured out something. Fuck.
Something? What kind of something?
You don't have to answer that. Something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something. You don't have to... See, I would just keep my mouth shut.
No evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
Plead the fifth, girl. I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence while I was called away.
Just as I thought. There is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor.
What lie is that?
When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence.
No, I never...
Objection! Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed here in the courtroom ruins.
No wonder your brother didn't mention you. You're...
What on earth? Can you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand.
You have got to be smoking Kentucky Fried Dick if you think anyone is going to buy this.
Witness the message he left us.
It's written in blood. Oh. Why is it that?
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters. What? I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted.
What kind of gambit is that? Do you realize Apollo isn't dead? So, if he regains consciousness, whoever forged that evidence, they're shit out of luck, okay? He's gonna blow the whistle. Why would Apollo write my name?
Mr. Wright, the nerve of him leaving that message. Why would he do that?
Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. Don't you, Phoenix? Because this happened, like, I'm pretty sure at least 3 times. When we discovered Apollo yesterday... Apollo! Oh, fuck.
No. Ah!
We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. After that, they were there in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody right in there.
Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Hold it! Do you always cough when you get nervous, Miss Witz?
Yes. Mr. Wright, please do not make Miss Woods nervous by pressing her so ruthlessly.
But that barely even qualified as a quasi-question. Also, she's my client. You didn't do shit when fucking r/incels over there was throwing accusations at her. Let's help her with that, because a little small talk before we dive into the cross-examination. You know, ask her about her hobbies and her crushes and stuff. Her crushes? Really? I don't know about this. Motherfucker. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom rooms together. Oh, fuck, Hold it! This is what happens when you only work with teenagers. Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins?
We went to look for my medicine to stop my coughing.
Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4?
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bumrap Rainey. He was keeping my medicine safe for me. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see.
And Phony Fanty has the same kind of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted. The bomb! JC.
I had put my medicine for my coughing fibs inside Bumrap Rainey. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there, I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Rainey in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest.
The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. Yeah, Phoenix! Oh, wait. Okay, so he's not completely stupid.
So that's why you went to the ruins. I see. That seems to be quite an important fact.
And, you know, this Apollo, way less rapey than the actual mythological Apollo.
Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods.
Apollo started looking for Bumrap Rainey near the witness stand where there was no rubble.
Hold it!
The area around the witness stand. Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong?
No, of course not. I was just testing my hearing.
Must not upset her. Must not upset her.
Yes, I'm sure that's where it was first. You can tell this is, Phoenix after raising Trucy. Phoenix dad moment. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony.
Hold it!
That was when you were called to the stand after Mr. Tonate's testimony, right?
Yes, but the bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom.
And what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you, or did he stay behind? Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4.
Hold it!
I'd better not ask her about Apollo. I know. I'll use some small talk here to get her relaxed a bit. Do you have any hobbies, Miss Woods? Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. And I love to knit. I like sewing, too. I made this outfit myself. Keep it up, Miss Wright. It's working. Now ask her if she has a crush on anyone. Is there anyone in particular you like?
Mr. Wright, is that question even remotely related to this case?
That is the first good point you actually made. Heartbreaking. The first person you know made a good point. To this case, not really.
Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I just want brownie points.
Brownies.
Miss Woods, please continue with your testimony. I believe you'll tell the courtroom about your attack on Mr. Justice.
Fuck you! I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
Hold it!
You think Mr. Justice is kind? Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like the sun, strong and warm. He makes me feel strong, too. The only adjectives I associate with the sun are sweltering and oppressive. Yeah, you would, white boy. But then Apollo got hurt, and... This is all my fault.
Junie, Apollo's going to be fine.
He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't just drop out of the sky. You really think he'll be fine?
But the sun does go down at night.
Shut up, not helping.
That means Apollo could...
Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry. Based! So Apollo was trying to help Juniper. Who knew that Apollo could be such a sweetheart? It must have been pretty hard on him, too, with all that rubble everywhere. Now that I think about it, there's something odd about what Apollo was able to do. You know, considering what Miss Woods said just now, I think you're right. That courtroom is in a very unusual state, after all. Which leaves the million-dollar question. I want to explain this contradiction. What contradiction? Why would Apollo, why didn't Apollo's dick explode from his sheer wimpiness? I don't fucking know. Let's see what happens when I present what is suspect of our answer. Our answer. Fit of coffin. Let's see. Oh, Apollo is shown collapsed on the floor. A bloody writing is visible. We got crack, we got blood. Trauma to back of... Oh, fuck, I thought that was Apollo's autopsy report. What, am I stupid? Ah, let's see. So that's the picture. And this is the diagram. Woods. Testimony stand. Ah. Oh, let's see. I got the coffin. Near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Ah.
Objection!
So he started a search with the witness stand, you say? That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. And strong. But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he really is brave and kind, too. No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. But I just think that anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to be, Mr. Wright. True, anyone can be brave and kind. But if you please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how is it possible to walk up to the witness stand? Well, actually, the witness stand does have a clear entrance to the... Unless that's not, like, the thing you stand on, and it's just like a giant slab of rock.
Oh, I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand.
Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witnesses simply misremembering it.
Right, now I'm not so sure it matters. It means that this evidence is false.
A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know.
But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best.
I call slander, Your Honor. No, that's true. That's what you do. That's what you do in every case. You fucking...
So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy just from this diagram. Mr. Payne, and do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
Let me see, Your Honor.
Ha! I forced him to give more evidence.
Yes, I have one more. Here it is, a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before.
Would you look at that? Oh my god, they just straight up did the CSI Miami zoom out shit. Huh? What's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Tonate's bomb transport case?
That's right. Is there some problem?
Ah, yes, that transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off.
But it was contained in the bomb!
But it must have been there ever since.
No, wait a minute. That's it? Miss Woods, have you remembered something? Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before. Its position? The position of what? The position of that big metal thing. The bomb transport case? Yes, when Apollo and I went to... When Apollo and I went there, it was at a different place. Where the cases in the photo was open space. Where the cases in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand. I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it? As I recall, I think it was more to the right. To the right? Then that means, in that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack.
Who cares what the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear.
What?
Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack.
Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. Alright, I have it. The bomb transfer case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. It was over where he supposed it was over here. Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transfer case was at the time of the assault.
But that's...
Inconceivable!
Miss Woods, is this where the transport case was when you saw it? Yes, that's where it was. Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position.
The transport case calls off the writing in blood.
Exactly. If the transfer case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position?
You're the one who called her to the stand, asshole!
She's obviously lying.
The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Wood's testimony alone.
What? And where is this proof you're talking about?
It's right here in the crime photo.
I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. This photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault.
Let's see. It's probably got something to do with the tracks! Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here.
I see it, but what is it?
This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transfer case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved.
What?
Just as Miss Woods said, the case was covering the write-in at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood.
No!
You did it, boss. It was a real nail-biter, but you pulled it off. Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction.
Oh, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that. Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you.
I have just one question, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, it's the prosecution's job to be smug and braggy. Defendants, they gotta be a nervous wreck at all times. Yes, Your Honor?
If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did?
How the fuck should I know? I was... And we're back to the... Well, you gotta prove who did do it. What? What?
Oh.
Well, all that matters is that he didn't do it, okay? Which means he wasn't incriminating... Motherfucker, who did... Like, what... What's your... If I can't prove who... If I can't prove who wrote the message, what? Are you just gonna assume that Apollo wrote it? Is that how we're doing this shit? Is it for more than just murder? It's like, hey man, who ate my soda? It wasn't me. Well, like, can you prove that it was? Can you tell me who did eat my soda? No. Well, then it must have been you, bro. Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station.
Well,
Don't get fucking confident, motherfucker. You still have...
I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing. What do you mean bluffing? It's right there. It is right there. What do you...
Oh, I can't... Oh, I don't know who actually wrote it. But so I guess that means the fucking chart tracks don't exist anymore. What? My neighbors definitely think I'm a crazy person. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
Oh, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days. Old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Some things never change. Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a two-bit con man.
You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence.
What? Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster. What now, boss? No, like, I'm fucking serious. Why? Why do I have to prove? Why do I have to answer who did that? Well, fuck it, it was you. Winston Payne did it. Payne did it.
I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner.
Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way through the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? It was the culprit. If Apollo didn't leave that bloody write-in, maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it, and make it look like Apollo did. That seems like the most reasonable explanation. That's how they killed my boss. That's how they killed my mentor. But wait a minute, I just realized something, boss. What is it? Look at the amount of blood in the photo. It doesn't look like Apollo's bled very much. I wonder if it's even possible to write out Woods with just this much. Hey, you're right. Good thing Apollo didn't lose that much blood. That might be a factor in why he survived the assault. And since there was so little blood, that pretty much rules out his attacker, huh? I guess so. But if it wasn't his attacker, then who else could it have been? Who could have written that message in blood? Well, it can't have been Apollo, so it had to have been someone else. If it was Apollo, who could have left the bloody message? Oh, fuck. Let's see. Who could have written about? She's a accused of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Apollo. Was that? Nah. I really want to... God, 55. I really want to accuse this guy of doing it. I really want to accuse him. He was in charge of handling the bomb that exploded in the court. Like, this, I wouldn't put it past the game for this to be the answer. Like, for like some wild fucking reasoning. Like, I don't know, she didn't want Apollo to get, like if she didn't do it, Apollo would end up getting framed for the terrorism. I don't fucking know. This really is like Columbo, because we know he did it. It's not a matter of who done it, it's a matter of how to catch him. Let's just see what happens.
Take that!
And what do you base this claim on? Do I really need to base my claim on something? You know, that's actually a good question, considering all this shit I've had to debunk is literally conjecture. I'm literally fighting against conjecture. That is all the prosecution ever has against me. Conjecture and hearsay.
Take that!
Oh my god. Please tell me it actually is him.
Take that!
Oh my god. So then, what? Is it the murder victim?
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. So you... Yep, but I've come this far, there's no turning back now. It's back to, random bullshit. It's back to throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks. Works every time. Besides Apollo, there is one more person who shed blood at this crime scene.
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood.
What?
What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really.
Objection!
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you hadn't said the attacker left the message to throw people off, I might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message.
Oh no.
Oh, I see. Even if the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There is no connection between the two whatsoever.
And I didn't even know the lady.
They had never even met each other.
That's very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. It's upside down. It's numbers.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be? Maybe the message was not intended to be words.
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright.
Everything come from you is a bold statement.
You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning?
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
Objection!
It clearly says words, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe words only mean something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekend, as you may have already guessed. And there is no such radio code as Woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright. I listen to public radio. I watch Rick and Morty.
Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes. Fuck 12.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then they must end things here.
Wait.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Well, I believe it's...
And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language. Or maybe it's a code. Think, Phoenix. You can do this.
Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really means?
Cause of death, to back to head, Mona. Wait. Woods. Well, it can't be numbers, because there's no number W-shaped number. I'm missing. Tonate has the key. I mean, those are two O's, and you could kinda... It's not like Leon from Danganronpa, where you can imagine that, where, like, the numbers can look like letters, the letters can look like numbers, but, like... Stoom. Moods. Moods! No. It's not gonna be your attorney badge. Oh, that's new. W. W. Depth. No, that's stupid. Woods. A switch that starts the bomb's countdown.
Take that!
Okay, I'm on the right track. Because, like, the case was over the write-in, yeah? So, that probably means they're connected.
The bomb transport case?
I've had about enough to hear with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Wait, no, hold it, no. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. The bar didn't show up. L10015R. Does this strange look vaguely familiar?
L100. What does that have to do with anything?
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand?
Yeah, Phoenix, I'm lost. Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Yeah, it's the same. Oh, I think I see it. That girl. That's the one on my side. It says Woods.
It says Woods.
Or, you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. What? The first character wasn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. Wait. It is like Leon Danganronpa. 11037. 11037 from Danganronpa. The next two are zeros.
Oh, my goodness.
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Mrs. Woods' name. Fuck, Miss Woods. I'm so fucking... I'm gonna kill myself. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
Objection!
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transfer case can be made to match the bloody writing. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Read it backwards. Let's see, the number, it is L10015R, right? So obviously the S can be a 5. So, 2 zeros. A D and a 1. How do you turn a D into a 1? Obviously, you would have to erase one line, right? All you have to do is erase one line from the writing.
Erase one line from where?
Anywhere you like.
Anywhere I'd like. Alright, I'll erase one of the O's. What? What is that supposed to mean?
Fuck. Erase 2 lines. Oh! Oh! Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. See, I was thinking like I thought they were asking about only the D, but nah, it was both the one. Okay.
Well, would you look at that? Lewis?
No, Your Honor, it isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else by simply erasing 2 lines. What if you erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Right?
Well, would you, Miss Right? No! Me too, if they're bullying me!
The only right spelling is right! And that wasn't a removal of...
Oh, wait, it was a removal of 2 lines. Okay, I'm doing pretty well. I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines are added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people.
What?
The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Miss Apollo, transgender now, changed the message. If you're right, boss. And what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? I just swallowed that water too quickly. Good question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. Oh. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose.
No!
Tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. We're on the home stretch. Now we just gotta bring back Ted Kaczynski.
Don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name.
The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than Ted
Take that!
Cruz. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Again, shouldn't be your job, brother.
Ted Tonate?
Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only specialty. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. I mean, we do quite literally see him assemble a bomb in the courtroom. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonate's own ID number to finger him for the crime. You have got to stop saying it like that. You've got to stop saying to finger him. To finger someone. You've got to stop saying that.
Objection!
Just say implicate or something.
Why would anyone go out of the way to write an ID number?
Because if she just wrote Do you know how common of a name Ted is? Come on.
Wouldn't they simply write the person's name?
Ted is a very common name. He's got a good point there.
What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
Not only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but to allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tony's name in the heat of the moment. As recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit. Thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind our message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number.
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tonate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
Mr. Tonate was able to cover the message up because he's the first to find the body. The first person to discover the blood writing was Mr. Tonate himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. When Mr. Tonate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the bloody body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function, when Mr. Tonate used them in another incident.
Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice.
Exactly. Mr. Tonate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding two lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. Hey, this technically means that, Payne used forged evidence, so can we take away his attorney badge? He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber. But actually, you know what? No. I am not going to use the fact that Payne unknowingly used forged evidence as proof that he shouldn't be a lawyer or that he's wrong, because I'm not a scumbag. Yeah, looking at you, Clavier. Who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate.
Yeah!
God, just one more shock, and I think I will be able to disintegrate his fucking hair.
Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand.
Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants.
Dismantling the case is yours. Do what you think you can handle it. I look forward to seeing you try.
I finally drawn Mr. Tonate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart.
Mr. Tonate, I am afraid we have a few more questions for you. I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery.
Ah, so you know that I just indicted you, baby.
The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. Message in blood matches your ID number. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case.
Such a far-fetched theory, no better than a tangled ball of wires.
I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later.
I see ×2, but then, let me ask you,
Do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That's a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright?
The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the handwriting or the DNA. Obviously the DNA. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honor.
It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion, but there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there was no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it.
It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there.
Courtroom bombing photo added to the court record.
I see. All right then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Is that a pee pit? Weird. Explosion!
Hold it!
Why were you the first person on the scene? To secure the area, it is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first. In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? Well...
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt.
You are going to go to the level of hell that is reserved for hypocrites. You will be walking... You will suffer an eternity with your head on backwards.
Mr. Tony is about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is.
Darn, I think I was just about to say something interesting too. When I went in and saw the aftermath, it was quite the disaster. Gah.
Hold it!
You were able to tell this even with those goggles on? With these goggles, there is no way I could have missed something like that. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see every hair on your spiky head. Oh, you have a few grays, Mr. Wright. What? Poor Mr. Wright. They're always working so hard keeping our office together. Wait a minute, I don't have any gray hairs. It makes you... Just kidding.
Objection!
I object to the witnesses' attempt to prematurely give me gray hair. He was crying. He was about to cry.
Mr. Tony, this court frowns upon untoward comments on a person's hair. Or like the ref.
I'm sensing a great wave of sorrow coming from the judge. It's a... Men are very self-conscious about their hair. I mean, women are too, obviously, but... I don't know, because, like... Men are just insecure, right? You know, we're very insecure about our appearance. You know, our height, our weight. Our penis length. What?
My apologies, Your Honor. May I please continue my testimony?
Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. Shit. She had struck her head on Robo and died near the courtroom evidence.
Hold it!
Shit. If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did? I swear to God, if he says that he doesn't have... Oh, Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods.
A final message from your poor
Subordinate. Did we forget No, you don't know. I'm not even gonna bother, because if you guys have this bad memory, if you do not fucking remember what is established to be, like, disproven or whatever, then you know what? You fucking deserve to have your legal system crumble to dust. You fucking deserve the dark age of the legal system.
Poor Mr. Justice, I'm starting to get all misty-eyed.
Apollo is not dead, folks. How can you be so sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message?
It is very simple. She got stuck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance.
Hold it!
Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast? Ow. Sorry, there's like some wacky hangnails on my finger, and it's really nagging me.
Yeah, a bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind.
I think the blast wind is part of the explosion, Chief. You're talking about the shockwave, and that's kind of the main part from the explosion. Of course, the fireball is also a big part, but the shockwave is also, for God's sake.
Miss Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It's stated in her autopsy report as well. Cause of death, trauma to the back of the head.
Ah, the autopsy report. I better take another look at that. Alright, time to pull an Edgeworth. I really hope to God I get to pull an Edgeworth and say, time of death, 10 and 11 a.m. To the back of the head.
Now do you see, Detective Arm could not have written that message. The reason for that being, she was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
On rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. But did she? Trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Let me think.
Hold it!
Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message?
If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance?
Maybe she crawled back after writing.
HMPH.
Hey, did this guy just humph me?
Would like to get down on the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory.
Buy me dinner first. Huh? No, thank you. The victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. There's no way she could reach.
Quite the conundrum.
So that means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction. Ah, maybe the body was moved. But that doesn't explain how blood got onto the rubble. What if that was done by the real culprit after the fact? If that's the case, and something about that might contradict the evidence we have. Something might contradict the evidence, you say. Blood. There's no blood on that. Let's see. Blood on a rock. There is no blood. A flat object? That doesn't look like a flat object. Okay, I'm going to gamble.
Objection!
Oh, hey. You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonate. take a look at this autopsy. Specifically, the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubber. It's sharp and pointed. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction?
Obviously, he was... I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance.
Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body?
That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location, most likely on the floor or some other flat surface, and this location was somewhere near the bloody write-in was found. In that case, she definitely could have written the message. Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis.
Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all.
Bloody write-in analysis added to the court record. Yes, you did it. You were right, boss. Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody write-in analysis later.
One. Mr. Toad, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself.
Fine, I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time I will tell the truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. He very plainly wrote L10015R. I was very shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the write-in. My bad. You have got... Is this a lie a child would make up? Are you kidding me?
I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it?
That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm.
Oh, well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute. That in and of itself is a criminal act.
Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor.
Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright.
Wait a minute. Perjury? Tamper with the evidence? That's illegal. People can't do that.
It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number.
Hold it!
So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing that Detective Arm left?
My bad. I should have said so from the outset.
Your Honor, my client, please oopsie daisies. And you are sure that it was your Fuck! I'm giving everyone the voice now. And you are sure it was your ID number?
I am sure. It was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well.
So those funky things were provided by the police department. Well, nice to know what our taxpayer money is going towards.
Although these are special goggles customized by me personally.
Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well. They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny.
Oh wow, were they also made to fit around your dumb head?
Speaking of special, my gavel is made of mahogany and was custom made as well.
I don't have any custom made shit.
It was specifically created to make a particular...
Is this shit really necessary? Wish I had something to brag about. Your attorney badge, which proves you're a real lawyer? But be all of it as it may, I just want to reconfirm you saw the bloody writing clearly, and that it was your ID number.
That is correct. My ID number was written on the blood on the floor. Oh, was it blood on the dance floor? You got me bewitched. Because that is, like, there's so many references to pop culture in Phoenix Wright games. That should be one of them. Like, oh my god, Phoenix, there's a murder. There's blood on the dance floor. Well, calm down. We don't want to panic at the disco. She was very plainly wrote, I was shocked.
Hold it!
I was shooketh. And it was written after the bomb went off in the courtroom. Correct. I didn't know why she would write it, so that sent me into a panic. Sounds like you were in quite a tizzy. If I were in his shoes, I guess it would have psyched me out too. I can't imagine coming across the message "Psychs" written in blood.
If I saw gasp in pain written in blood, it'd certainly make me gasp. Rest assured, Mr. Toadie, I understand how you must have felt.
And so you discovered your ID number written in blood at the scene, and that is right. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it. It very clearly said L100154. But I did not detonate the bomb.
Hold it!
Didn't you? The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was. I have no idea what thoughts Detective R may have had inside her head. It is not like I ever dismantled her mind to check.
Mr. Wright, if you have suspicions about the witness, let's see your proof. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even school children know that. How many years have you been a defense attorney now?
Cut me some slack, will you? Don't feel bad, boss. You just got your attorney's badge back after all. Ooh, exposition. In that sense, you're still more of a beginner than I am. No, no, no! Don't take this away from me! Especially be thankful you're not a licensed psychologist. Ooh, burn. Yeah, this is the fucking pop psychology. She's got that TikTok psychology degree. Mr. Tonate, please continue with your testimony. With pleasure. My ID number was left at the scene, but Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber.
Hold it!
The voice is getting away from me. By mistaken, do you mean you had nothing to do with the explosion? That is correct. That is why I was so shocked when I saw his ID number.
And the victim may have suspected Mr. Tony for no reason other than the fact that, as the bomb specialist, he was in charge of the bomb.
Oh, good God. I really thought you were going to say that she suspected him because she hates men. You know, some shit like that. It's because he's a... Well, guess who got accused of murder once again for, you guessed it, being white.
In other words, a false accusation. It's vocational discrimination, I say. We're being canceled.
We're being canceled. Yeah, totally, dude. Fucking Joe Rogan. He's in this universe. And I do not support discrimination of any kind. Speaking of Joe Rogan, maybe I should put Subway Surfer in the corner of these videos so people will not get bored from my rambling. I relate with Dave Strider a lot because we both yap about random shit.
Well spoken, Your Honor. If the victim had been found to be killed with a gavel, Mr. Blue Suit over there probably would have pinned the crime on you.
No! Mr. Wright! No! What the fuck, man?
I never even tried to harm a hair strand on your beard, Your Honor.
They're ganging up onto me again. Well said, Mr. Payne, because I am so closely associated with bombs. Pee piss and poo piss. I was afraid I would be prosecuted if anyone saw the bloody writing. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. My bad? Does he really think that will just magically smooth everything over? This guy is something else. And I don't believe Detective Arm's dying message was just some mistake. He won't wriggle out of this that easily. What did Mr. Tony see when he first discovered the bloody writing? There has to be a contradiction hidden in his testimony somewhere. Wait. Forgot to press in on this. You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing? I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the blood was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room. And I still had to move the body. I was in a panic. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case.
Didn't you think the police would find it during their investigation?
Regulation stipulates by only specialists may touch transport cases. Because of the danger, you see. I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad. My bad. Are you?
Yeah. What did he see? Contradiction, maybe. Okay. I'm gonna do this other test. At everything, I'm just gonna look at everything in the court record, see if something contradicts the specific statement. Detective Arm wrote the ID number. That won't contradict it, won't contradict it, won't contradict it. Also, she was very plain with shocked. I was shocked, but I did not end the bomb. Must have mistaken for not wanting to be accused. I removed the body. Must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Alright, I still haven't examined this. Woods. DNA analysis definitely proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim, Candace Arm, age 27. The lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. Yeah, it's gotta be because of the crack. That's missed the cracked wall. She didn't plainly write it. Yeah.
Objection!
Okay, good. I just want to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood.
Yes, it very clearly said L10015R.
But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
What on earth are you babbling on about now? Was it you who claimed that the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place?
I'm just fucking tired. This is how debate bros win. They just spam you with bullshit and self-contradictory bullshit until you no longer have the energy to even bother trying to disprove what they say, and so you'll just be like, fucking whatever, man. And they'll take that as a sign that they've won. Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R?
Hey,
Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonate?
So how would he have known that it said L15R if the thingy was missing?
Oh, right, now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger. My bad.
Slip of the finger? What the Mr. Wright, I'm not so sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. Come on. Yeah, a slip of the finger he did multiple times. You have something from me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. He does look pretty flustered. Is it polygraph test time? I think it's polygraph time.
Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake.
I don't know. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tonate really see it? I'm gonna go with he actually saw it, and maybe Mr. Tonate really did see the R, but there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? Huh? Now that I've taken another good look at the photo, I think maybe... That's it! What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cores of steel? I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tonate really did see the letter R.
But the photo clearly shows that there is no R.
No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonate actually could have seen the R.
If you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tony could have seen the R?
Oh.
Take that!
This spot right here.
What exactly are you pointing at?
Right up the piece of rubble. God damn it. I didn't save. Okay. So it was this, alright?
Take that!
Please look here, to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red?
Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up.
That's the R that Mr. Tonite saw. I've really got to stop, like, pressing advance right after I finish reading it. You know, just in case someone says objection afterwards.
It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles, but that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
That's better. But what Mr. Tonite saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole incomplete R written there. Before the floor was damaged by the explosion.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Huh? Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yup, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Before the explosion. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion.
But that's ridiculous.
If that were true, it overturns your own premise.
And that's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred.
Order in the court.
What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast.
What?
It sounds like we had better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial?
Let's see. According to the police report, here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was Ted Tonite. Wait, what?
No one besides Mr. Tonite saw the victim?
That appears to be the case, Your Honor. Ooh, I'm peeing my pants because I'm a fucking loser.
That's my impression of Mr. Payne. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tonite's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb.
Oh my.
Mr. Tonite, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime. Courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonite. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial.
Mr. Tonite, your testimony, please.
My testimony. There is no need for whale JP Papas. He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head. All I did was transport the bomb to the 3 courtrooms. I already told you, probably.
Grr, blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, didn't you?
Objection!
Tisk tisk. Do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright?
What now, Mr. Payne?
Yes, Mr. Tony may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing.
What important piece?
The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim?
Obviously a flat object.
Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tony had the chance without a weapon, we can't accuse him of the crime.
Well, Mr. Tony.
Yes, that's right. He is no longer breaking down, so we just don't have to assume him of everything, and that is fucking creepy. God damn. Why did they ever decide to make the move to 3D graphics? I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in here that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon. It was the floor.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm?
I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You carry on.
Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tony have that could have been used as the murder weapon?
It was the bomb. Look, it's flat. Oh, and it's cracked.
Take that!
Mr. Tony, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon, but in fact, you had the perfect thing. Oh, right, he's not using text to speech anymore. What? What in the devil are you talking about? You had this.
That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast.
The bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head.
Gah!
Me when I see big titty. Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. Grrr. Grrr. My neighbors are definitely gonna think I'm a crazy person now. What's with him?
My neighbors think I'm a crazy person.
Then show me some proof. Where is the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? He's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. Oh, but we didn't need to have that. But do we need to? The bomb was destroyed. But too bad, the bomb is blown to bits. It's long gone. Which makes it the perfect murder weapon. Boom!
Game over. Yeah.
Candy canes are the perfect weapon because they're edible evidence. Is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? There is. It's a crack. Look, the fucking crack. I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken here. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless you find a fragment within with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. It was inside the elephant! Ugh, I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tony managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Why wouldn't, instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. How could Ted Tony murder Detective Arm before the trial started? Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. And I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonite had to hide. So it's a photo. Like, are you sure it's not the fucking... that the bomb was inserted into? I'm saving. It's gotta be this.
Take that!
I'm not sure I really understand what you mean by that, Mr. White. Man, fuck. Man, you guys just never let me cook. Also, I almost deleted that. That would have been a disaster. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, no, don't auto. Maybe it's the remote switch.
Take that!
Your Honor, please take a look at this. Nope. Let's see. What he did hide.
Take that!
So it's not that, it's not that,
Take that! Take that!
So I did that, did that. The body. He had to hide the body. Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonite would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right. And if we can figure out where that hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tonite have hidden the body during the trial?
Take that!
Transport case. Wait. A box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tonite. What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again. You heard me. Now, show me what's inside that bomb transport case. What? Why? No! There's no need. I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's, completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? And there's gonna be blood in it. Let's not. Not if you value your life. What's he up to now? This isn't... Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes. What the fuck, dude? He's actually doing it. What? Huh? An actual fucking bomb threat. I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What's going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Mr. Tonite, are you threatening me? I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me.
But Mr. Tonite, didn't you say that's just a training model, a fake to practice on?
I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH-3000. Brother, at this point, it would have been we would have been better off just confessing to the murder. Like, come on. Like, perjury, tampering with evidence, a actual fucking bomb threat, lying about having a bomb in court. Like, those charges have got to be way more severe than just murder, right? Come on. But the HH3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH3000 that blew up courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made. What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part? Yeah, you just straight up confessed it. Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. Well then, boom! Boom! Hey, if the stenographer could read that back, I think we just confirmed. I think we just have proof of my client's innocence, so... Oh, God. I thought I heard my mom call me, but... My mom isn't here.
Mr. Tony, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that?
Mom wouldn't want me playing video games this late or talking this loud, but Mom ain't here. The HH3000, it is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH3000 in there? Well, I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check. Seriously, is there someone... Did I summon someone?
So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out.
No. Seriously, what is that fucking... I could have sworn I heard something. A certainty, I did it. So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time. You had better get out of here while you can. Shit. I get some feedback because I'm currently only got one ear in my headphone. One headphone ear in. You do not have much time. Yeah, this is fucking stupid and comfortable. Order in the car. I'm out of here. It's gonna blow. Run. He's bluffing. He did not actually switch out the bombs. He's fucking lying. You four are still here. Well, aren't you brave? It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. About that horrible explosion the other day. The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne, Weenus.
That is...
Aw, man. Would have loved to see the bomb burn his hair off. Wanted to see his eyeballs melt. Fucking... I just want to see his eyeballs explode and his hair melt and his fucking face peel off.
Mr. Wright, what do we do?
Ugh. It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might really go off. If that happens, duck and cover. Only 3 more minutes, folks. Okay, he was talking when he... But he is fucking crazy. Is that bomb really the HH3000? What should I do? Run like a yellow-bellied chicken? No, fuck that. Nobody calls me chicken. I can't run now. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. My dear HH3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell. Well, Your Honor, surely this should exonerate my client. You're not going anywhere, Ted Tonate. Oh. Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. See, I know bullshit. I know pulling out bullshit evidence. That is the most bullshit of bullshit evidence. Are you sure, Mr. Wright? More of your famous bluffing. You can't out-bluff the bluffer, man.
even at the risk of your own life. Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. You do? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tone's bomb is not the real HH-3000. Really? Out with it then, immediately. Where's the proof that what Mr. Tone is holding is not the real HH-3000? It's gotta be that thing, right? Look, 50... It's gotta be that. That little crack. The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonant used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right. Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tonant was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb with a stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright. No! Stop! Ooh, blood. What is that? Is that a bloodstain? Just as I expected. Your lies have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood. And all those results can conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. And you will also go for jail for a bond threat, perjury, tampering with evidence. Yeah, those things too. And terrorism, of course. How about it, Mr. Tonate? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? Please don't tell me you're going to do a pun at the end of every case. You are, aren't you? Dismantle it? You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This HH-3000 is about to explode. Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real. This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real. Ha 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 ha. Mad Bomber Party of 1. There's no time left. It's going to blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle. I'm not gonna make it. Only one I have to do. Stop! Fucking hell. Man, such a shame no one was here to see that. Eat it. Ah, explosion. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. Ooh. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? So that's how many fucking crimes this guy committed. She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death in an explosion. And that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and... I found the kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him, and bam! And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Ted Tennant, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice.
And also perjury, tampering with evidence, a bomb threat, and illegal arms dealing.
Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Woods' verdict.
Hooray!
Court is adjourned.
Oh, hey, it's almost Christmas, which means it's not Christmas.
You did it, boss!
Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of here, that was great. Yeah, fuck him. Hope he gets hit by a car on his way home. Mr. Athena, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime. Oh, it would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you can make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think.
What? That's no forest, that's a mountain!
It's a forest in the mountains. But, you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Well, no fucking wonder she keeps coughing and having to inhale those flowers. She's not used to the air pressure here. Her lungs are adapted to live in higher altitudes. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of? I'm gonna save. Because I don't know if they, like, if you still don't get... It's gotta be this.
Take that!
Huh? That wasn't the thing. Fuck, man. I'm not gonna fuck up the after-trial core presentation. What happened to the remote switch? The remote switch, right? Yeah. I wonder where it disappeared to. The Smitch. That's the real name of the switch, too. Maybe Mr. Tony just got rid of it somewhere. Yeah, it is a pretty big thing to leave us unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Judy, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo! Oh, right. And we're back to Dense Phoenix. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. Baby. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office. That's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we are the Ace Attorney duels Destinies. Absolute cinema! At least that's what I believed. Next time on Ace Attorney. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test.
Ooh, more animation.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Juicy!
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
We got to play as Apollo in the next one, in the next episode. Ooh.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
Hope we get turnabout chicanery. What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. Is that going to be the next episode? Please tell me it's the next episode. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. Oh. And they were defending the whale? They were defending a whale?